Okay, so the truth about clay treatments, claying your car, can it scratch and mar your paint? And the answer to that is yes, it absolutely can. Clay is an abrasive, so you want to be careful when you do it, but it is fantastic at removing all the embedded contaminants in your clear coat. Now there's two ways to do everything right when you're doing a decontamination of your vehicle's paintwork. There's mechanical and chemical. If you're doing a chemical, then you're using more of a iron remover. That still doesn't always get everything though, and sometimes you need this, the abrasiveness or the grab of it to remove what's in your clear coat. Now I made a video on clay in the past and we're gonna kind of go over that briefly again today, and then we're gonna highlight these new ones from the Rag company. This is their Ultra Clay line, and I have to say I've been using these a lot lately and I absolutely love them. We'll talk about some of the benefits of these, why I'm liking them, and go from there. So let's go ahead and start off with the basic types of clay. There's traditional clay, which is like a little piece of clay. Then there's all the different types of synthetic clays. There's the clay towels, clay mitts, clay wash pads, clay discs, all that kind of stuff, and they all do a fantastic job. But I will say what the difference is all of those, all the synthetic clays, always are black, black surface, whereas these new ones from the Rag company are great because they're a blue, and you actually can start to see some of the stuff you're pulling off the paint. Even though this is great and reusable, that's one of the benefits of a synthetic clay, is if you're using it and you accidentally drop it, you can go rinse it off, make sure there's nothing in there, and you can continue to use it. If you're using a regular clay bar, like the actual piece of clay, you drop that thing, it's done. It's gonna pick up whatever it dropped down on, and you do not wanna take that and rub it on the car. You can cause all sorts of damage, so don't do that. If you drop a piece of clay, toss it to the side, start with a new piece. But with the synthetic ones, you can wash them out and keep on going. Now there are different grades of clay. There's fine, ultra fine, medium grade, heavy grade. And typically what that means is the heavier it is, the more ability it's gonna have of removing contamination, but it's also gonna be more aggressive and potentially scratch the surface of your paint. Now for me personally, I like to just to wrap my head around it, I think of clay as like a 50,000 grit sandpaper. It's not gonna do a lot of abrading, but it is abrasive. So with that in mind, whenever I'm doing a clay treatment, I am always polishing after. That's why I don't like the sort of synthetic ceramic clay kits that are out there, just because I don't wanna be claying and protecting at the same time. For me, if I clay, I'm polishing after, then protecting. The last thing I want to do is lock in any of the damage that's going in from the clay with the ceramic type, any ceramic additive in the protection. Now, along with those different grades of clay, every brand is a little bit different, it seems. If you go with a higher end brand, it's probably going to be a more expensive piece of synthetic clay, but they're going to be pretty true to the terminology of ultra fine, fine, medium grade, all that kind of stuff. If you go with a cheaper brand, sometimes it'll say fine grade. You go work on the paint and you'll see right away it's kind of marring the paint. You're like, man, this is much, much more aggressive than I had expected. So that brings us into the new Ultra Clay lineup from the Rag company. Again, they actually offer these in a bunch of different variations as well. They have it in the traditional clay, they have it in the clay mitt, they have it in the clay towel, and then they have it in the clay sponge as well in a 2-pack. Personally, I like these two options. I like the clay mitt and the clay sponge. I just like them because they have a lot of padding. So even when you're going over a harder edge, it gives it that little bit of give so you're not digging in too much. Also, the front of all of the Ultra Clay products, other than the actual clay bar, are all gonna be perforated, which is awesome because it holds all the material in there, all your lubrication. You squeeze it and you can see it lets out more lubrication. So as you're working, it kind of reintroduces more lubrication onto the surface, giving you less opportunity to mar your paint. Now I had a photo shoot coming up for my Porsche Cayman, and I wanted to make sure it was looking its best. So I wanted to clay it. I had never clayed this car since I got it. I had never done a full correction or ceramic coating, and I wanted to do all that before this photo shoot. In many cases, when I want to be as least aggressive as I can and not introduce any marring or any potential scratches, I'll go with a traditional type of clay. Those seem to be in an ultra fine or a fine grade. Use that with a lot of lubrication, and typically you're good to go. It doesn't do a lot. It's really easy to polish back out, and you're good. But with this new Ultra Clay lineup, again, I've been playing with them and they are fantastic. So I went ahead and took this clay mitt to my personal Porsche Cayman and got it all cleaned up. So when you're doing a clay treatment, you wanna make sure that the surface is clean from any heavier debris, anything that's gonna be loose on the paintwork. So go ahead and foam up your car, do your contact wash, do a full proper wash to get the paint ready for clay. So once you're done, you rinse it all off. You don't have to dry the car. You can use the water that's on there. Well, I take that back. I use deionized water, spot-free water. If you're working in a situation where you're not using spot-free water, you're gonna wanna get that stuff off as fast as you can. Take your car into the garage and then use a specific clay lube or quick detailer for your lubrication when you're claying. For me though, again, since I'm using DI water, I don't have to worry about any water spots. I'm gonna leave the surface wet, come in, I'm gonna take my clay mitt here, I'm gonna spray some lubrication right onto the surface of the clay, and then I'm gonna spray more lubrication, this is just a basic detail spray, onto the surface of the paint and start working it in. Now, I don't use a lot of pressure at all. I'm basically just going across the surface, no pressure at all really, unless I get to a spot where I have to go a little bit more, but then you are gonna be risking inducing more damage. And I'm gonna let you guys hear this really quickly. This is on my car. I've had this car for about a year, and I'm embarrassed to say, but I have not clayed it. It was in good condition when I got it. So here we go. I'm gonna let you listen to what it sounds like. You can hear basically like little grits of sand, it almost sounds like, on the paintwork. This is going over it and lifting them out. So here you go, you can hear it. Disregard my breathing in the background, but I want you guys to be able to hear what this actually sounds like. So pretty nasty, right? You can actually hear it, and as you're going over it, it sounds really rough, and then you'll start to hear it doesn't sound so rough anymore. It's removing all that stuff, and you're good to go. Keep it lubricated. That's the biggest thing. With this one, because there's these little perforation marks, as I was going across the paint, my car is dark blue. It shows all the marks, and I was looking, and it looked like a little bit of a speckled finish. You wipe that up, and nothing was behind. It looked really, really good. It's just a perforation along with that chemical, the quick detailer that I was using as my clay lube, was leaving that behind, but then once you wipe that up, the surface looked really, really good. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the surface of this thing really quickly, show you what damage did get put in. Again, polish afterwards and it removes it, no worries. But here you go. Okay guys, so the car has been fully clayed down now. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my phone and a light here just so you can see. Again, clay is, it is sort of an abrasive that can mar paint, so you wanna be careful. You wanna keep it nice and lubed up so you don't create any marring in the paint. But let me go ahead and show you. Again, this is a dark blue, so if it's gonna be marring the paint, it's gonna show, and look at it. It looks really, really good. If there's any kind of swirls you see left over, not swirls, streaks left over, it's just from the clay lube. Didn't rinse that off well enough, but let me go ahead and grab the light. And as you can see, you know, the paint's gonna need a correction. You can see some swirls there, lower light wash marks and a little bit of stuff there. And I'm going to be polishing this and doing a full ceramic coating finally. But you can see the scratch is running this way. I probably was a little too aggressive there with the clay. It needed it though, and that's why I always say that I always polish the car after I clay. Just to err on the side of caution, always make it perfect. If I induce anything from the clay, I'm polishing it out anyways and leaving it nice and perfect. Okay guys, now just to show you one more example, I have my customer's Porsche Cayman, but this one is perfectly black, right? There's no metallic in the paint, it's just black. This car was in a garage and they were working on the house, painting, and the garage was open and it got overspray on the vehicle. I was actually out at the customer's house doing a mobile service for him when I found that. He didn't even know that this had happened. Found it, I just had traditional clay with me, went over everything. I didn't want to induce any more damage than I had to on this perfect black paint. So I just went over it really lightly with it. It did a good job. It removed a lot, but it didn't remove everything. I had to work at it quite a bit. I knew I was gonna have to do a little more work to it. I brought it to my shop. In this case, I used the clay sponge on it. Same thing here, guys. The car's been washed down. The car's been all prepped. I have lubrication on the sponge and on the surface. And as you can see, I'm gonna show you guys here, you can see all these little white specks all over the paint. And I'll rub my finger on it. You can see it doesn't just wipe off. It looks like it's dust, but it's actually embedded and bonded onto the clear coat. And you want to get that stuff off. It's ruining the appearance of the car. Also on the windows, you can feel it as you go over it. Don't want that there. Clay also works really, really good on windows for prepping them for any kind of coating you're going to put on the windows. But back to the paint work, I'm going to show you guys. Again, just load it up, rub the clay on there. Again, no pressure to it at all. Just lightly go over the area, wipe it up. And then I'm gonna dry the panel down and take you guys back in for a re-inspection. And as you can see, it's all gone. I might have missed one or two little spots, but overall it is all gone. It looks fantastic. And if you look really closely up at the paint, it's not marred. There's now if you take a light to it, it'll probably have a little bit to it. But in comparison to other clays that are aggressive enough to remove that quickly, this stuff barely left any sign that we clayed it afterwards. It does a phenomenal job. So that's it for today's video, guys. I just wanted to give you some more insight into the claying process, the potential negatives of it. It's one of those things, you do not have to do this all the time. If your car is parked outside all the time, especially here in San Diego, we have a lot of military planes going over the top of us, that sort of industrial fallout, ocean air, all that kind of stuff. Claying the car 6 months to a year probably is kind of what I would average with. But again, if your car's garaged, if you properly take care of it, you can go a long time without having to clear your car. It's more of a use case. You can, one of the traditional ways of testing it is you can like slide your hand into like a Ziploc bag, rub the surface of the car. If it grabs, then you have some contamination in the clear coat. But if it's been clayed properly, if you don't have the contamination, it'll just slide right across. So that's one of the old indicators, but it's another thing you can visually see it like on this black car. But again, I just wanted to explain some of the downfalls of it. There are some negatives. You do want to polish. Every time I'm claying a car, I'm polishing after. Even if it's something like this where it's a really fine grade. Now, if it's a white car, silver car, something like that, something that hides a lot of defects in the paint, and you're using something like this that barely does any damage at all, like it really just does a fantastic job of just removing it and not leaving anything behind, you'll probably be fine. You probably can just go straight to applying some sort of protection to it. Personally, I don't. I still always polish afterwards, but I just wanted to kind of give you guys a good overview on what is possible. So that's it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Please make sure to like the video, make sure you subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and we will see you on the next one.